Hello guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we've basically got a bag of bits. It is a Peterbilt 1978 made by Matchbox, and it's a wrecker truck, but unfortunately it's somebody else's previous restoration which I picked up in a job lot, and half the truck's missing. So I've had to source most of the parts from other people on eBay and what have you, so it took a while to get all the bits and bobs together. But anyway, let's see what we've got anyway. As you can see, the chassis is all in good order. It's not bent or nothing. I've only got one of these jibs, where there should be two. The string snapped and needs a hook. So there's that. This is like a sliding out tow hook which comes out the back. We've then got the little cap, I don't even know what you call this, that sits on the roof with the horns attached to and the beacon and what have you. Some sort of base plate for the air conditioner or whatever, I'm not too sure to be honest. You've got the front grille. So just move all this to one side and then I'll bring in and show you what I've had to source. So I got this in one piece actually, so it wasn't too bad. I'm going to leave it as is because it's not in bad condition, and I'm going to leave the stickers on it so it gives it a little bit of patina. So yeah, it's not too bad. So there's the bed for the back, and then there's the I don't even know what you can call this, but the framework for the jib. So then I had to source two vehicles because I needed 6 wheels. Obviously you get 4 on each one, so I had to source 2 vans. I then got the outriggers and I ordered 2 hooks, and lo and behold, famous suppliers who are really reliable for keeping you waiting a long time just sent me one. So I'm not going to mention no names, but I think you've got an idea who it was. So we got another jib off eBay. And a beacon, well, transparency for the beacon. So we've just got basically a huge pile of bits. So let's just put them into some sort of order so we can see what we've got to work with and where we are. There's the cab, the grille, exhaust pipes, air horns, air conditioning unit, the crane jib, the tow hook. So let's see will it goes back together, because I ain't got a clue how we're going to build this because I didn't know how it would come apart. So anyway, before we start, there's the hook that should be on it, on the 2 jibs, but unfortunately I've only got one and I can't be bothered sourcing another one. So I used to make jewellery and I've still got quite a few bits and bobs, so I'm going to use these lobster, well, I'm thinking of using these lobster clamps and attaching them to something else just to see if I can replicate, like they're the same size, so I should be able to use these along with something else just to see what we get. And I can always use that hook on another project in the future, so it's not wasted. So like these are like the frames off old earring, well not old, they're new actually, they're not being used, but old stock from when I made the jewellery. So I could actually just use them as well because the hook on them and cut it down a little bit, so that's a possibility as well actually. But just marrying them together or seeing what fits and what works, I'm just going to come up with something and play it by ear. No pun intended actually with the earring. So yeah, so as you can see, you can chop and change different parts, and you can come up with something. Something will always work. And while I was looking in the bits and bobs, I found quite a few offcuts of chain. So no doubt these will come in useful for the wrecker truck, because they always carry like spare pieces of chain with hooks on for different things, so we should be able to make use of them. And then there's more little bits and bobs from the jewellery stock, so I may be able to use these as like little clamps or at the end of the chain or whatever, so we'll see anyway. We'll see what happens. We just like keep all that away one side and then see how we get on. So let's get the paint off the cab. So it looks like a pretty thick enamel paint on this, so I'm just going to use the stripper on this one and cover it over for a little bit. It always seems to work better than the caustic does on this type of paint for some reason. Excuse me. So I'm just going to give it a thick coat and then have a cup of coffee, which is just to my right there, your left. Just whack it all on and let it do its thing. Make sure everywhere is covered, all underneath, inside and out. All the little nooks and crannies. There we go. So it looks about all covered up now. Should get a good result out of this actually. Centre it up in the cup and then we get the lid on it. Or the base, if we actually are on the lid, we'll get the tub over it. There we go. And we'll just let the fumes circulate inside and do its thing. I'll just get the lid on this. Anyway, so it's been sat there for about an hour, to be honest. And the stripper's doing its job. It's all bubbled up and ready to go, so let's see what we can get off. And yeah, nice. Taking it off pretty decent, to be fair. I'm going to change the colour of this as well, so I'm not going to keep anything for colour match. So yeah, it's going to be a code 3 anyway, so I'm just going to change the colour, why not? I love the old Peterbilt trucks anyway, they're a fantastic truck. I love them. It's coming off lovely, this paint. Nice big sheets of it. Not that messy, to be honest. This one seems to have absorbed a lot of it, so it's pretty dry, which is unusual. So let's just work down the sides. And there we go. The detail on this model is fantastic as well, and the amount of little rivets that you can see underneath all this paint is crazy detail. So I might detail quite a bit of that actually and make some of it pop out a bit. Can't be too much actually with it being a wrecker truck, but I don't know, we'll see what we come up with, see what we can do with it. I'd like to do a bigger model of this though, to be honest, like 1/18 scale or something. I think that'd be fantastic to do. You could really bring out all the detail and do a nice fancy paint job, and I might actually look into doing that, to be honest. So just get the last of the paint off the back here. this side. Oh, it's come off wonderful, this is. I'm really pleased with the result of this. That's that bit. A little bit left on the front there. Just clean out the inside best we can. Not that it makes much difference because you really won't see much of this on here, but I like to get most of it out, if not all of it. It's mainly the wheel arches of the front that you see underneath anyway. Come on, get up. Let's get all this away. Clean the brush off. So, yeah, all the paint's come off. Well, the majority of it's come off. So we just need to give it a good rinse and some soapy water and neutralise anything that's still left on there, any residue, and get the rest of this paint out. But yeah, it's a lovely little cast on this. So anyway, I'm going to go and wash this. So here we are. As you can see, some fantastic detail, as I say, little rivets and what have you. So anyway, these things are a nightmare. Them little pointy bastard things fly out everywhere. So what I've come up with, if you just get a little bit of super glue and go around the edge of it and then turn it over, and then again inside there with some more super glue, let it dry, it makes them last that little bit longer. As it spins, you can see there's a few missing here now, so I'm going to keep all this next shot in one piece just to show you. I've just glued this, it's dried up now, so I'm going to keep, once it's turned on, it's just going to run until the end, and then you'll see the difference, that the amount of pins that we don't have in our clothing anyway, we put it that way. So yeah, so please bear with me. We just give this a quick skim. It won't take much. But you know me, I seem to obsess over this type of thing, all the burnishing and this stage of the build. I love doing all this, so I do get carried away, so I do apologise if this bit does drag on, but you can always fast forward, feel free to do so. But yeah, anyone who does this, you know the crack with these bloody cheap Chinese adapts, what they called, oh god, my words have gone. The accessories for the rotary tools. As you use them, these little things shoot off like missiles and they go everywhere. And it can be weeks after, and you'll just like be walking around your room and one will stick in your foot, or there'll be, even though you've done your washing, your laundry or whatever, and you've cleaned your clothes, you'll be leaning on something and something will stab you in the arm or in the back, and it's these little bleeding pointy things out the end of this bit. They get everywhere. So I've only got like, I think I've got one left now. So once that's gone, I'm never going to buy these bloody things ever again. I've switched over to Scotch Brite rotary bits now, so they're the way to go, to be honest. But for now, this super glue, it does work. So I do advise it, if you've got a stock of these and you're planning on changing over, just add some super glue to your stock. It will save you getting them metal splinters all over you, and it'll make your little bits last a bit longer. So I think I mentioned it in other videos before, but this one was recorded a long time ago when I first figured out with the glue trick. So I apologise if it's repeating something I've already mentioned in a video you've seen, but as I say, we just carry on cleaning it and burnishing it, getting it ready for paint. Let's do the back. I'd love to do some sort of spectre flame on a larger model of this. I think it'd look fantastic. Nice candy paint and some flames or something or other on the back there. I think it'd look awesome on the bigger model. So I might look into actually purchasing one of them, doing a one-off special or something. See how we go. The back done. Let's get this side done. Excuse me. Yeah, I'm not pressing any lighter on this little wheel either, just to show you. I'm actually running it through its paces, to be honest. Getting into all these little nooks and crannies everywhere, like there, and then just to make it bite and try and force the little pins to shoot off. But up to now, fingers crossed, it's the super glue's doing its thing. Nearly done now. Just got to get under these wheel arches. It's just the perfect size. This bit actually fits perfect under the arches. It's great. You just zip it up there inside, little rubbery dub, and that's about it. So I'll just switch this off and then I'll show you the wheel. There you go. And as you can see, it's more or less just the same as when we started. So I've lost a few, but not many. Usually that'll be more or less done, bald. But yeah, see? A little bit of super glue, works a treat. And as for the model, the detail that's brought out is brilliant. It's come up really nice. You can see all the rivets everywhere. There's little bits of mucky in there, like, but that'll come off for the wire wool. But yeah, I'm quite happy with that. So we'll get the wire wool out, give it a quick shimmy over. Rid of any little mild scratches that the wheel causes, which it does actually, to be honest, it does cause a little bit here, there and everywhere. But this sorts it out. This is 0000 wire wool. Really fine stuff. So we just give this a quick shimmy over everywhere. I'm not going to go too crazy with this one, as I say, it's a truck, you know, it's a wrecker truck. But we've got to get it as best we can ready for paint. We want a nice job. Over the wheel arches, get them nice. Top of the bonnet. And the back. This is a little bit of residue there, but it's coming off. There we go. So all this mess here now is basically off the wire wool. There's hardly any spikes on the table, anything anyway, as you can see, go through it now, it's all wire wool. So I'm quite happy with that little tip, it worked a treat. So anyway, let's crack on. So the next piece I use is an old wire wool sort of thing that you use for scrubbing dishes. And this works absolutely fantastic as the third step when burnishing. There's a bit of my glue just gone for a burn. But yeah, you wouldn't think it'd do anything, this thing, but it's absolutely fantastic. It comes up with a lovely little sheen. And you'd be surprised actually when I show you now the difference. And look at that, it's fantastic. Absolutely lovely. So yeah, about £1.10, something like that, for 6 or 7 of these, maybe 8 in a bag, and they last forever. So I advise to get some of them. They're well worth purchasing. Especially if you're like me and you like to burnish everything as high standards as you can. This does really help. Just roll it up into a ball and go for it. There you go, as you can see. Nice little gloss, nice sheen. So there we go. It's all ready for paint. So let's take it to the paint booth. So we're just going to give it a quick spray over with Vallejo metallic silver as a base coat. Just get underneath all the little bits and bobs first, all underneath and inside and under the wheel arches. Get all that done out the way. Stop any overspray causing us problems for the body. You can't really see much here actually, you know, the colour, but you can make it out slightly, as I say, because of the colour. It's hard to make out on the camera. Excuse me. You can see at the back there, it's covering pretty nice. I'm just giving my airbrush a quick blast out here, so it's just getting a little bit speckly, so the metallic flakes sort of jam the needle up now and again, so that's why I've just paused for a second here, so bear with me. Here we go. And she's running again. Let's get around the windows there and the front. It looks quite nice, that colour on this actually. Yeah, food for thought actually. Just give it a once over, just check it. A little touch up here and there. I'm just blasting a lot of air at the back here, I'm not putting paint on there, I'm just trying to dry it off quick. Yeah, so once the base coat's down, I'll leave it to dry for an hour or so. And then we'll come back with the top coat. So give it a spin round, let you have a little look. Right. So it's been about an hour or so now, so let's crack on and do the top coat. So you're not going to really see this one because it's quite thin paint, and I do quite a few layers, and I put it on quite thin. So as always, I'm just going to do like a little tack coat over, and then I'll switch off the camera, I'll crack on with the paint job, and then we'll bring it back. It's not going to be a reveal because I'm going to show you me building the truck back up, as there was no dismantling part, so you're going to see the full job before the reveal anyway. So I'm just laying it on pretty thin so it keep the detail, and I don't flood anywhere with paint or what have you. Just keep it nice and thin and even. You know the drill, you've seen me do it quite often. It's the way I do it. Other people spray it on really wet and thick, which is fine. That's the way they do it. I just like to do it my way. Again, just giving me a airbrush a quick check on the needle because it was blotchy. So there's a little bit of dry paint on the end, but it's working fine again. Now you can see the mist of paint coming out there, pretty decent. And you'd be surprised when you see what colour we've gone with to like how it's going on now. You'd think it'd go on a lot more. say, this transparent paint made by, this is a Pebio. It's actually a glass transparent paint, but it's a fantastic product, and a few other restorers use it, like, which is it's great. It really does give you some nice results, but you've got to take your time with it and put it on thin and build up. Otherwise, it just ruins the job. So you can see it's starting to get darker now on the sides. Just gone out of shot there, I do apologise. It doesn't even look much different, to be fair, does it? I say it took quite a lot of coats, this, it really did. I think it was about 10-15 coats or something like ridiculous like that. As you can see, it's starting to build up now, and you can see on the doors now it's starting to show. I just keep going a little bit longer. Anybody guess the colour yet? Anyway, there we go. So she's all painted up now and starts to put the chrome work on. And we went with a nice black, but look at that on the front, it looks fantastic. It really does look nice. The black paint makes all the chrome work pop. So I've put a little bit of the detail on the side. I didn't want to do the rivets, I was going to, and I thought it'd be too much, so we just done the door handles and what have you. So I thought there's enough chrome work on the front of this, I don't want to overdo it. So let's start building it all back together. Let's get a little bit of glue in there on the air unit and the horns for the top of the cab. So just get these together, just figuring out which way it goes round. As I say, you've seen it all come in bits, so this is all new for me. I ain't got a bloody clue which way anything goes, or if it looks like I'm doing it wrong, I probably am, and I do apologise, but I'm just going to have to play it by ear. So that's going to clip in there somehow. Let's find the little hole, the rivet, and pop it in. There we go. She's in place. Let's get it nice and straight. Right, that's in place, done. Just carefully leave it there so you don't scratch nothing. Let's get the air tanks in place now. A little bit more super glue on. I'm not sure if these actually were glued in, to be honest, but I'm just going to put a little bit on just to secure them there, just to be safe. What arm can it do? So let's put the air tanks in there, slide them up. Just be careful not to get no super glue on my fingers and all over the cab and destroy the paint. That's another piece in. And next part, the exhaust pipes. I'll put think these just go on the back. Yeah, I'm not too sure, to be honest. I think they just sit there. Yeah, they must do. They can't go anywhere else, so let's just go for it. Just put a little blob on the sides there. Just press it into place. Hopefully that's where it goes. I know it can't go anywhere else really, but it's whether it sits at the bottom or the top, you know. So it took a gamble, to be honest, but I can't see it being wrong. It makes sense that it goes there. It looks right. So it's starting to take shape. It's nice. It's coming along really nice. I've also painted the fuel tank, same colour as the cab, and I've done the detail on the back. I've put a few little what are they called, rhinestones, and the steps as well. I've also chromed up like the diamond plate, just for a little bit more detail. Let's get the bed on the back. All the brackets for the crane jibs and what have you. Get all them together. I've left this as is with the colour wise, but I've just detailed the little toolbox that was in the middle there. I've just painted it up a little touch just to highlight it. So we've got to figure all this out now, how these go back on. The outriggers I've painted a metallic, as I don't think they looked right red. It didn't look right. So they're going to obviously sit in there. You've got the toe hook as well. And that's going to go there. That's upside down. And that one's going to sit there. I'm going to need more than two hands here on it. I can see it now. And that's going to sit in there. Okay. Let's go for it, eh? Let's double check. Definitely goes that way. It's got to. Can't go anywhere else, can it? It's got to. It's like putting a big jigsaw puzzle back together that you haven't got the picture for. So let's put one in first, so we can keep it in place while we get the other one. In you go, you can stay there. It's looking good, looking good. That wasn't too bad actually. Just clip it in a little bit, let that glue bite. A little bit more underneath just to secure the flanges. There you go, I'll just show you, just holding it in place while the glue sets underneath there. Just place the glue into them little spots there. And just holding the outriggers in place so they don't go all over the bloody place and fall back out. That was a nice cup of coffee going inbound there, nice, thank you very much. Just move it out the way though so we don't knock it over. Let's put that over there out the way. I'm sorry I'm out of shot here, I'm just making sure everything was in. Just got to figure out now where this sits on the chassis. That looks about right. It's a fairly big model this, it's one of the Super Kings models, and I've enjoyed doing these Super Kings actually. Just glue all that into place. So this one's going to stay with me. This is going to go on my shelf, this model. I'm going to keep this one. So I'm not too fussed that it's held together with glue, to be honest, because it's not going to be getting played with or nothing, you know. So it's just for myself, so I don't mind. If it was going somebody else, I would have drilled all the posts out, tapped them and screwed them up and what have you, but I'm not going to do that for myself. So let's get all these wheels in place. And some of you eagle-eyed would have noticed a mistake that I've made already. And you're probably screaming at me. But I do cotton on any second. Any second. No, he's still not noticed. We're gonna notice before the glue dries. What have I done wrong? Come on. Penny's gonna drop any second. Oh, Penny's dropped. I forgot to put the bloody tow bar back in the back and all the glue's drying, so I'm just in panic mode now. Trying to prise it without breaking it all and getting it in there somehow before it dries, and it's just going to be a nightmare, so I apologise, I'm off shot, I'm just panicking like hell. You can see the chain swinging there off the back of the truck. I'm like, please, 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 please go in, please go in. Oh, and we managed to get it in. Let's check it works. There we go. Disaster averted. Thank God for that. So, you know, you can carry on with the rest of the build now. It's not bad. First mistake. Not too bad considering. So we'll set the cab up there. Starting to take shape now. It's actually a nice looking little model. Unless I've done it totally wrong and I've gone and designed my own hybrid. Which I don't care, it's staying exactly as it is. But I think we've got it right. Right, let's get the window unit in before we forget to do that. Just put a tiny little speckle of it just inside. I don't like using super glue with the transparencies because of the way it can react and go milky. So I use as minimalistic type of glue as I possibly can. It's the tiniest speckle just around the little lug where it was drilled, and there's enough of a flange in there for it to clip anyway, so it's just to stop it rattling and moving, so there's not that much in there. So we'll just now attach the cab. More of the old super duper glue. And she's starting to look like a wrecker truck. So let's get these beacons attached. I'm just going to work out where would these actually go. They've got to go on top of the framework with the jibs, or yeah, they've got to go here, haven't they? They can't go anywhere else. I just hope they haven't got to face a certain way and I put them on backwards. I don't think they do though, I think they only go one way. I'm hoping they only go one way. I'll try it the other way. Let's see how the holes line up. Yeah, I think that's right. It's got to be. So I've made the little hooks and the chain, and I used fishing line, really strong braided fishing line, so for the wire. So we'll just open everything out now, just to show you everything's there, it's all working. Let's pull out this tow bar. So yeah, we managed to build it, we have rebuilt it. So there's our hooks on the end of the chain. Let's put everything back in, the outrigger's in, we try and straighten that out a little touch. Just tuck them into the bar at the back of the truck. It won't stay there like, but that's where they sit. Just push the bar back in. And there we have it. She's rebuilt. So she turned out really nice. I'm quite pleased actually. I've left, as I say, I left the old stickers on. It's got a little bit of patina now, so I don't think any wrecker truck should look shiny and brand new. It's got to have a little bit of dinks and muck here, there, oil. Otherwise, it wouldn't look right. So let's remind us what we started with. A big pile of junk, bits and bobs. We just had to just wing it. We had a nice little bit of a cab here. That was about the only thing we really had. And then this is what we ended up with. So if you enjoyed the video and you liked it and what have you, please like, subscribe and leave a comment, and I shall catch you in the next video. Take care guys, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you soon. Bye bye for now.